Hey there, this is Molly, and welcome to a quick live video about the 3 most important energies in your astrology chart. I think this is important to know because there can be a lot to understand with astrology, and it helps to just be able to direct your energy towards what is crucial. What do you need to know? So here's a quick review to get you started. And I want you to be aware that you can enter in your birth info right here at astro.com to get your natal astrology chart. And it would look like this. This is what an astrology chart looks like. Basic review here is that right here you have 12 houses that go all around the circle. And then here we have the astrology planets. And every planet is associated with an astrological sign. And every planet is in a particular house. So we start to put the pieces together when we understand the basics. And I think that it just helps to not be overwhelmed by all this information. I know it's a lot of weird symbols. It's a lot of stuff to figure out. What does all this mean? It just looks foreign. But when you start with the simple things of putting together the pieces, you really start to put together the bigger picture. So right away, we can see here the sun. The sun is the very first thing we typically look at in an astrology reading. Sun, moon, ascendant are usually the 3 starting points in deciphering your energy, in deciphering what pieces of the puzzle are key for you right away. So in this chart, we have the sun in Capricorn. It's at 29 degrees and 10 minutes of Capricorn. Now, the sun in your chart is your self-identity. The sun is the biggest, most vibrant energy in the solar system, and this is your essence in this lifetime, what you're developing, what you're learning, how you're growing, and how you identify yourself. It's associated with your ego, the healthy ego. It's associated with the masculine energy, the sense of I am. This is who I am. So in this chart, the energy of the self and of the ego is in Capricorn. And Capricorn is a sign that's associated with our professional development, our career, our external focus, our work, how we contribute in the world. It's ambitious, industrious, determined. It wants to achieve. It wants to be recognized. Capricorn energy can also be the expert. It can be the captain of the ship, the one who is the CEO, who rules, and who is really in charge of the bigger picture. So first we look at that sun sign, and we know that, okay, someone's sun sign is how they are learning about themselves in this lifetime. Your sun sign is what you're always going to be developing. It's something it's a theme for your whole life. Of wherever your sun is, that's where you're always growing and evolving and learning more about who you are. Now, the second most important thing we look at is the moon, because for all the ways that the sun is the masculine, the moon is the feminine. It's private, internal, home, your emotional world, how you feel on a daily basis, the emotions that you are comfortable with or not comfortable with, how you want to be taken care of and how you take care of others. It's your feminine energy. For this person, their moon is also in Capricorn. And so the moon in Capricorn is typically not emotional. It's usually someone who has grown up faster than most people. They have had to mature. They've had to be an adult sooner than most people did. They maybe didn't have that childhood or that sense of being a child. Capricorn is an adult energy, and so the moon in Capricorn typically signifies an individual who was perhaps they felt like a parent in their own family. They had to parent their parent. So that's just one way that the energies show up. So what you do is you look at your sun and then you look at your moon sign to put together your own masculine and feminine energies. Then the third thing we look at in a chart is the ascendant. So your ascendant is here. It is this space between the first house and the 12th house. And the ascendant is where your subconscious and your conscious energies merge. It is the energy that people describe you with when they don't know you. The first impression, the mask, how you present yourself to the world. Pisces is the ascendant here, and this is how the individual would appear to other people who don't know them yet. So it's your first impression. This is also the physical body. This is also how you begin your self-definition. So the Pisces energy on the ascendant is typically somebody who is sensitive and tuned in to other people. They are intuitive, perhaps an empath, perhaps highly sensitive. It's the energy of spirituality, of the mystic, of even rose-tinted glasses, and perhaps this could be someone who feels misunderstood, that people don't really know who they are because they project a certain image, or they are very private, or they also don't want to be known. Pisces energy is quite private, and so it can have that mystique to it. All energies have different ways that they express themselves and that they feel comfortable in the world. Someone with a Pisces ascendant is someone who feels comfortable being intuitive and trusting their feelings, trusting their vibes that they pick up in the world, and someone who probably needs more privacy, more meditation time, more silence. They need their alone time. So we start with these three energies in a chart. And as I said, you can enter in your astrology information at this website to see what your chart looks like. Every chart is different. I've looked at hundreds of astrology charts through the years, and it's fascinating. Every one is so different, and you have all these pieces to put together. But I don't want this to be overwhelming for you. And so that's why I just wanted to break it down. Sun, Moon, Ascendant are where you should start with understanding your energy, understanding more of who you are. So again, the Sun sign is your masculine energy, your self-identity, how people understand you and come to know you, and how you usually begin to understand yourself. It's the conscious energy. Whereas the Moon is your inner world, your feminine self, your daily needs. It can be our unconscious self too, if we're not tuned in and aware of who we are. The Moon sign is so important for relationships because you need people in your life who can connect with you based on your Moon sign. For all the ways the Sun sign might dominate, it's really the Moon sign that will keep and attract the right people in your life. So if nothing else, you want to know your Moon sign. Most people know their Sun sign. In fact, it's usually the Sun sign astrology that's dominant out there. It's what you see in the newspapers or the magazines. It's kind of how people will paint broad strokes about astrology, but it's only one piece of a much more dynamic puzzle. It's only one piece. And so you want to know your Moon sign, because when you know your Moon sign, you will really start to know yourself, because this is your intimate nature. This is the part of you that other people don't know, but you know. So the Moon sign is key. The Ascendant is key, because when you know your Ascendant, you start to see how you present yourself in the world, and you begin to understand how other people view you. The impressions you give, the energy you put out, and this can actually be a very unconscious aspect of ourselves where we're so unaware of how we come across. Think about somebody you know who has no idea that they come across in a certain way. They have no idea, perhaps, the impressions they make or the energy they put out. That is someone who's very disconnected from their Ascendant. So when you know your Ascendant, you begin to understand how you are viewed by other people who first meet you, and the mask you wear at first. This is how people start to describe you. So for this individual, they would say, well, this Pisces energy comes across perhaps as very spiritual, very caring and kind, a good listener, someone who receives, right? This is the person who doesn't dominate, who doesn't talk. They're just a very kind soul. That's typically how the Pisces energy comes across with the Pisces ascendant. But then as you get to know this individual, you know how ambitious they are. And that underneath that soft exterior is a very strong person who's determined, who is, very set on what they can contribute and how they can develop their goals in this lifetime. So the ascendant is how you come across at first. And then as you dive deeper, you understand more about your moon sign, which is your feeling nature. And that people in your life who are your true people, who you connect with at a heart level, are probably people who connect with your moon sign. So all of this is just to get you a better understanding of how astrology works and the different pieces of it. This is a good starting point to your chart, of course, because there's great information in your astrology chart. And I am teaching an astrology introductory class that helps you understand even more about all of this, about the different houses, the different planets, the different signs, how it all works together, understanding your unique energy and your unique signature in this lifetime, what you're healing, what you're learning, the challenges that come up, where you have to go slower, and where you're supported. We all have that. We all have those energies in our charts. So if you wanted to learn more about astrology, you can check out the introductory class that starts January 20th. More information is on my website, consciouscoolchic.com. There is a link here on the Facebook page as well. But I want to just give you an insight that this is where you should start. Sun, Moon, Ascendant. You can go to this website, get a lot of good information, and it's just a starting point. I've been studying this for 25 years, and it's so fascinating how the pieces come together and how it all starts to make sense, and you understand your life better. I think that's one of the best things and the best things about astrology. So I hope this quick live video has helped you narrow in on some key energies. And thank you so much. I'll be back with some more live videos soon. So take good care. Have a beautiful evening, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.